Okay. Moving on to the boxing portion of the show. Demetrius Andrade, former WBA regular junior middleweight champion, now signing with Matchroom USA and Eddie Hearn, and signing to DAZN, which for MMA and the little stitch back we do to MMA, DAZN picking up Bellator for their U.S. distribution rights, and some sort of co-network deal with Paramount Network, which makes zero sense to me. But it is what it is.
I mean, hey, we can jump in that for a second if
we can jump in that for a second. It's DAZN. It's topical.
That's how you pronounce it?
DAZN, yeah.
DAZN. Okay, I was saying DAZN.
It would be like the zone, but you're trying to sound hip, so it's DAZN.
Oh, that is so trash.
So trash.
That is ultra trash. Yes. But the move itself is not trash. Actually, I wrote a column. I wrote a column on SureDog about that move, and I like it. I mean, the one thing that I think we need to distinguish here when we're talking about Bellator with Paramount Network, and this goes for combat sports, period. So there was a point in time, Paramount Network, for those who were uninitiated, was formerly Spike TV. Mm-hmm. Spike TV was the original, like regular broadcast home of the UFC. And that's where the UFC really was able to pick up its momentum that is currently still running with. But they also, after the UFC left, Bellator became a staple on Spike, Glory Kickboxing, and Premier Boxing Championships. Mm-hmm. So that trifecta was supposed to be fights every Friday. And one by one, they all dropped off. Glory, I think, was the first to leave. PBC not too long afterward. And then, Bellator is still around. But when they rebranded it to Paramount Network, it just didn't make any sense. Like Spike was the men's network. So it made sense for the men's network to have this haven of combat sports. You could watch your 30 reruns of Cops. You could watch Deadliest Warrior and 1,000 Ways to Die. And then you could see people punch each other in the face in real life. Mm-hmm. And it just made a lot of sense. But now to have whatever they show on Paramount Network,
movies. It's like movies, and then
like romantic comedies, and then coming up next, Michael Chandler versus Patricky Pitbull. Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. The PBC did good. They left. I guess they saw the writing on the wall, and they bailed. Same thing with Glory. Mm-hmm. So to move to a platform that is streaming, which obviously is the way that the TV is headed, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think we're in just this weird transition period where so many people have landline cable. So many people are used to watching television the way we grew up watching it, to where now all these streaming services are popping up and all these different subscriptions, and ESPN Plus with Top Rank, and now the UFC next year. It's just this mingling of all these streaming services and confusion. How do you watch it? I think DAZN. DAZN, trash ass name. That they are doing. They're doing the right thing by trying to capitalize on that confusion. And now at least sports fans, and particularly combat sports fans who have always been underserved in the mainstream market, have a place to go and have a place to rely on for face punching. And that's all we really want to see at the end of the day, whether it's boxing, MMA, or kickboxing. We want to see face punching.
Yeah, I mean, DAZN picked up, obviously, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom USA, along with some of his Matchroom UK cards. So first month in September, the opening month of DAZN in the U.S. market. Also being reported by ESPN and Dan Rayfield that the price for DAZN in the U.S. will be lowered than the UK price. It would be $10 per month, not $20 per month like it was in Canada. So Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin is going to be in the first month. Obviously, the big mega Bellator card with the welterweight Grand Prix that they're unveiling, the Rory McDonald versus Gegard Mousasi card, or fight, I should say, that is all in that month as well. Amir Khan versus Samuel Vargas is on DAZN that month. So DAZN is at least trying to do something. And like you said, in terms of the paradigm shift of landline cable providers and now to streaming apps and streaming services, I think the new streaming apps are the new cable providers. Like, that's why we have ESPN Plus. That's why we have DAZN. That's why we have whatever it may be that we are going to get in the future. I think we're just going to see that evolution. I think people that are under a certain age bracket will get it We're gonna be cued in on the paradigm shift, and we'll be okay. But the older generation, they're gonna continue to be that small percentage of viewers on TV. There's a reason why Israel Adesanya versus Brad Tavares did 500,000 viewers on Fox Sports 1. Historic low number for UFC on FS1. That's because most people are watching online now. They are.
Right.
You know, and it may not be legally online too. But to curve that, you sort of have to monetize the streaming market. How do you do that? You create apps. And
make it easier.
Similar to like iTunes, like sort of, and Spotify and all these sort of music streaming apps really taking out the entire illegal streaming market. Because now, why go through all the hassle of illegally downloading music when I can just pay $7 to $10 a month and get as much music and play as much music as I want from whoever that's coming out? It's going to be the same thing with TV and sports. And Demetrius Andrade, great pickup. You know, for those that do not know, maybe Anthony that does not know, now at 160.
I don't.
He's being talked about to fight Billy Joe Saunders, who's the WBO middleweight champion. Their purse bid is being ordered within 10 days. It's going to be interesting to see, obviously, now that he is signed to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn battle with Frank Warren, which is UFC versus Bellator, which is, you know, sort of any sort of classic rivalry within promoters of the sport, especially in the UK. That is a old one between the Hearns and Frank Warren. It is going to be fascinating to see how that transpired, whether this affects the negotiations, whether Demetrius Andrade even wants to fight Billy Joe Saunders or not even wants. Does his team want him to do that? God knows. But again, another pickup for DAZN, another pickup for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom USA.